Hi, I'm Anil Chikara. I'm a serial entrepreneur and I love working with early stage tech startups. So, in this video, we will be talking about the issue that troubles the entrepreneurs the most, investment. So, we'll be talking about how easy or difficult it is for students to raise investment. We'll also be talking about this heartburn or this controversial thing where entrepreneurs say that the students from IITs or IIMs get all the investment and the other colleges do not get that. And the third important thing is, when is the right time to go and ask for investment? Yeah. So, do students start to get investment? Yes. Okay, let me give you this, that a customer out there who's going to buy a product or service of a company does not care whether the company or the startup was started by a student or by a 10 or 15 or 20 years experienced entrepreneur. They don't care. All they care about is this product or service that you have, does it solve their problem, and how much do you have to pay for it? And if they start using your product or service, how it is going to make their life better. I think that is what is important to them. So from a customer perspective, it doesn't matter whether you're a student or not. So forget that. So now, from an investor perspective, trust me, the investor is investing in the startup which has a unique disruptive product or a service. It is meeting a certain requirement out there. It has been validated. There are people, customers or somebody else willing to pay for it, and it is unique. I think those are the things that they look for. Does it matter whether you are a student from a premium institute or not? Yes, it does matter. That's this thing. And that brings us to the fact that do IITs and IIM students get all the investment, and what happens to the other colleges? In my opinion, yes, that is a fact that if you are from IIT or IIM or premium institution, it's much more easier to raise investment. So it's much easier to get the early investors in it. It's much easier to maybe build your startup because the facilities and the resources available in these institutions are much better. But does it guarantee success of your startup? No, not at all. I think we all know of these really big startups that were started about a year or 2 years back, which had got somewhere in their food startups or other startups. They were all done by IIT, IIM guys. They got millions and millions of dollars of investment. They burned through it and the startup shut down. So yes, it makes your start easier, but does it mean that if you're not from IIT, IIM, you will not get? That's also not right. You will get investment. Yes, it's tougher. Is it fair, unfair? Well, who said life is fair? Life is unfair. And the next question is, when is the right time to raise investment? And as I keep repeating myself, do not go and try to raise investment the moment you have an awesome idea, because ideas on their own are worthless. So you can go online, you can go to Product Hunt, you can go and you will get tons of ideas. Ideas don't mean anything. You have to have an idea, you have to validate it, and then you need to show that this is a viable business. Now you will say, and you may give examples of saying, look at that guy, the moment he said I have an idea, somebody gave the investment. Now there are two things in that. One is that, are these investors, whether they're angel investors, are they investing on the startup or are they investing on the founder? Now imagine if you are a founder, you have done successful startups before. Obviously the next time you want to do a startup and you say, look, I'm thinking of doing a startup focusing on the telecom segment, and this is the problem that the telecom segment has, and I'm going to see how I can solve it. Because now you have a successful track record, you have done a successful startups before, obviously people will come and give you money at the idea stage itself. So either the founder is so great that he doesn't need the rest of it to raise money. But if we are talking about student startups, typically that's not the case, right? So the only way you can, but you may come back and say, hey, you know what? I have an idea, to validate it, I need money. And if I can't raise investment at the starting, what do I do? Well, this is where angel investors, or this is where family, friends, or as I sometimes call fools, help you out. So maybe you can pester your family so much, just to get rid of you. They will give you some money, and you can use that. Another great way is to go and get enrolled in an incubator and maybe get a grant, because there are a lot of incubators which give 10 to 15 lakh grants for you to turn the idea into a product or a service. But here also, you need to first validate the idea, so that when you are asking somebody to give money, you can say, hey, it's not just an idea. I have done this research. I've talked to people. There are people willing to pay it. I need the money to develop the whole thing. If you come to professional investors, and we all know that today the investment environment is very tough. Gone are the days when checks were written just on ideas, unless you are a celebrity, entrepreneur. So professional investors typically will invest when your product or service is ready. It has been validated with customers, which means it has some paying customers, and you are showing that you can make revenues, and now you need money to scale it up. And typically the best time to go and raise investment, even in this stage, is to quickly reach a stage where you are making enough money to self-sustain yourself. So when you're going and raising money, you're not raising money for your survival, but you're raising money for your scale up. So people will give money for you to scale up a business model which is working and making money.